Hello YouTube world. We're working on a 9400 drill today. It's a friend of mine. This cylinder right here that goes, well, looks just like this, is blown out. We cannot get this pin out. It is frozen in, stuck in. So we decided if we can't get it out, we'll rebuild the cylinder right here. So we just took the cylinder apart, and now we're going to go find some parts. Probably have to order them, put her back together. We're getting creative. Instead of spending 2 hours trying to get that stupid pin out that won't come out, we'll just rebuild the cylinder. Ought to work. Well, we got it apart. This was blown, which is why it was leaking. Wiper was messed up. So we're in the process of putting it back together. We've got the new O-rings in there. And then we've got that replaced. There's an O-ring in there. We got it done. We're going back together. We got it back together. No leaks. Quite proud of myself. Finally got that cylinder together, replaced several more hoses. Been working on this thing for a while. Should be ready to go tomorrow, is what we're hoping. Hello again. Today I'm at the Randall County Extension Office. Here's the name right here for you. I don't know if you can see this. Herbert and Jeannie Coleman Extension Office in Randall County. We do a yearly thing in Randall County, Ag Day. They have speakers come in the morning, which you'll see later on. I actually recorded them first and then came back and made this. It's a really neat deal, bringing a lot of speakers, talk about ag, promote ag in Randall County, talk about policies and stuff going on in the United States government, just everything going on. Topics vary year to year, subjects vary year to year. Sometimes it's about cattle, livestock, sometimes it's crops, sometimes it's a combination of both. So had a really good program this morning. We just got done with it. Like I said, I recorded this backwards of everything. I didn't record when I first got here this morning because I was running a little late. Imagine that. This afternoon, everybody's going to WT. They're doing a program at WT. And so they're doing a deal at WT, but I'm not going to it. I got a sprinkler that's stuck, so I'm gonna go mess with that. But this is kind of what happens on a farm. You have to go to meetings and stuff, get continued education to keep your chemical license and everything else. So this is just part of it.
Lower yields, and orange tend to accumulate there towards the bottom as well. So one of the things I do want to point out when we talk about actually the top yielding variety, it was actually Cropland 7017. It's
taller, earlier than they should. But when you feel some of the heads, it's empty. There's no grain forming in them. And sometimes it's the entire head. But if you don't touch it, it looks like a great crop. But then you go close and you touch some of them, sometimes it starts from the base.
This is your Imiflex and Atrazine as a pre, and then come back with a 2,4-D over the top as a post. Pretty good control. You can see that the Imiflex has good control, 98%.
Good medicine. It's good for the soul, and our nation needs good medicine right now. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That doesn't really have anything to do with lobbyists. Thank goodness. You don't want lobbyists for religion. Or, but here we go, semicolon, or abridging the freedom of speech, here we go, or the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. We have an extraordinary right. In the arc of history of mankind, an extraordinary right to petition our government, to present our voices, And we do that collectively by joining in associations like a farm bureau or corn growers or sorghum producers or wheat growers, or Plains cotton growers. Sorry, I was getting nervous. I was going to leave someone out there, Mark. Sorry. We gather in these groups and these guilds in these organizations to collectively raise our voice, to make our position known. And that's so important in our American democracy. So that's the view I bring to our lobbying firm and what we try to do.
Well, I'm back from town. I was just going to tell you a little bit what we did. There's the form, paperwork. This morning at 9 o'clock, Dr. Jordan, you don't want to see my face that close. Dr. Jordan Bell went over the 2021 top variety picks. Then at 10 o'clock, Dr. Ken Abasa, I think I pronounced that wrong, sorry, went over current wheat disease and fungus issues. They're both out of the Amarillo, Texas AgriLife office. Dr. Kevin Heflin talked about sorghum eye growth studies and updates. He's an agronomist for Texas AgriLife out of Amarillo. Mosquitoes bothering me. Then we had Dr. Justin Benavides. He was online giving his presentation because he had an exposure to COVID. Then right before lunch, Angie Martin with Texas Corn Producers gave kind of a quick talk about what corn producers do and what they're looking at. Cody Bessett was supposed to be there for Plains Cotton Growers, but he wasn't. But there was a representative from Plains Cotton Growers that was there. Same thing as Angie. Darby Kempsey with Texas Wheat Producers. Wayne Cleveland with Texas Sorghum Association. They were all there. Talked about their organizations, things they're looking at, things they're seeing, things that are coming down the line, research and stuff like that. Pretty interesting hearing them talk. All four of those always have really useful information. At lunch, we had a speaker at lunch. It was Tom Sell. He talked about current ag issues and concerns with the legislation, ag policy, trying to give a little insight on the farm bill, but who really knows what's going on with this administration? So he was a very wonderful speaker. He had a way with words, way to tell stories. You could tell he's given a lot of presentations over the years. He was awesome. He did a really fantastic job. And then, like I said, this afternoon, they were taking a tour of the Bain Arena, or they were doing a deal at Beef Cattle Quality Assurance Program, live cattle demonstrations at the Bain Arena at WT, and I was not able to attend that. So that was a wrap up. We do this, we go to farmers, we go to these programs, not only for the education, learn a little bit about what's going on in ag policy, things like that's always helpful, ag markets, weather sometimes, things like that. Really the main reason why farmers go, other than the education, is frankly we need CEUs, which are continuing education hours to hold pesticide license and other things like that. With COVID, nobody's hosting these CEUs. You can't get them, they're hard to get, but Texas Department of Ag is requiring us to have, I can't remember off the top of my head, depends on if you're a private or commercial applicator, you have to have so many hours a year or every, I think, 5 years. Anyways, people aren't hosting this because of COVID, so finding these hours are pretty well impossible to get, but yet you're required to have them through TDA. So yes, it's a good program, enjoy it, but hey, let's be honest, the reason why we're there is because we need the CEU hours. So that's what happens. Got work to do on the farm, but we have to quit to do this other stuff, just part of life. I'm going to finish this video. I hope you all enjoy it. Be sure to click subscribe, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. I doubt it'd ever happen, but it'd be neat to hit 100 subscribers just so I can rub it in Joe's face that I got 100 people that subscribe and follow me, just to give him a grief. His daughter Kinsey watches every single one of these videos, and then if they're worth a dang, I think she shows it to him. So I hope y'all enjoy them. Take care.